In a previous video I put these two impact drivers up against each other, a Makita and a Bosch. Did a few screwing tests with them and the Makita won, in my opinion, hands down. Some people however do love their Bosch and they reckon that it'll take lug nuts, wheel nuts off much better than a lot of other impact drivers. So I'm just going to put that to the test today, see if the Makita can handle it up against the Bosch when it comes to wheel nuts. So I'll use the same bit on each one. So got this 1/4 inch drive there, of course, to go into the impact driver, with a 1/2 inch drive there on the adapter here. And it's a 21mm socket, impact rated socket. And so I'll go and try and take some nuts off my Toyota Hiace. Now I can't remember how long these nuts have been on since they've been removed. I probably last took them off and would have tightened them up with either an impact driver or just a wheel brace. But I'm going to have a go first with the Bosch, try putting them on and off a few times, and then I'll try it with the Makita. See how we go. No problem. Not having any problem at all with those. No problem at all with the Makita either. No show. So they're okay if they're only done up with an impact driver, but done up with a wheel brace, not much good. Let's see how the Makita goes. Well, neither one of them able to do it after I've done it up tight with a wheel brace. Hope I can get it undone with the wheel brace. Well, there you have it. There might be something in this. The Bosch certainly performed a lot better in that test than I thought it would. It was pretty close to the Makita. I would still give it to the Makita with a slight edge. Just seemed to take them off a little bit quicker. Got them unlocked that little bit faster. Took a few more hits with this to get it undone, but certainly a lot closer in comparison compared to the driving the screws. I use this on quite a regular basis. It's always in the garage ready to go, so I use it a lot, and it just does not stand up to the Makita at all for driving screws and things. It's quite painful. I start off using this, and then sometimes I give up on it and I go and grab the Makita, because the Makita just kicks its ass when it comes to driving big screws. Little screws and undoing tools and things, not a problem. But if you're driving, you're driving things like this, trying to use that Bosch, you just end up deaf. It just hammers and hammers and hammers and doesn't get anywhere. So the Makita much better on screws. I'll stick some of the screw comparison videos at the end here, and I'll chuck some links and things up. But yeah, much more impressive on the lug nuts. People were right. Neither one of them were able to get the ones I did up tight with the wheel brace, so that's disappointing. I was hoping that they'd still be able to get them off just with a bit more hammering, but they didn't really have a hope. They were done up pretty tight. So yeah, I'd still give it a slight edge to the Makita, but much more closely matched on that particular test. I'm going to start off with these 35mm 14 gauge stainless steel tech screws with a hex head, 3/8 head. So no pre-drilled holes on the top speed. Let's go. So no trouble at all, as I'd expect. Just doing this as just to get the feel of the thing, so we can compare it with the Makita. So that goes in no problem at all, as one would expect. With the Makita, we're on the same speed, yep. Start that again. Which is louder? They seem fairly similar. Can't tell any real difference between them. Maybe the Bosch is trying to take those out a bit quicker. Right, that was a simple test, but next up I'm going to do batten screws. So what I'm going to do here is drive in these 175mm or 7-inch-ish, roughly 7-inch-ish batten screws, galvanized. They have a hex drive on the top there. So I'm going to tap them into a piece of timber here, which is 200, yeah, 200 by 50, 8x2. Just going to tap them in just to get them started. And we'll have the Makita on the left, or in my left hand, and the Bosch on the right, just to make it slightly more fair, because I'm used to using the Makita in my left, of course. Now I just got to try and get this with the camera. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, so the Makita's won by about an inch. The Makita had a bit of a late start, but still finished first. But I've noticed there is a knot in the Bosch side, so I'll redo this again a bit further over where there's no knot. Awkward getting my arm out of shot. Okay, let's try this again. So the Bosch is driving the screw right next to where the Makita one just went, and the Makita's now a bit further along. 3, 2, 1. Shit. There you have it, Makita still wins by an inch. So I guess what you could take from that is that slower speed but more impacts beats faster speed, less impacts. Impact over speed. But, I mean, it still didn't have any problem doing it. Just a little bit slower. Now, what about taking them out? So, let's see how good the Bosch is here. No problem. And the Makita. Also no problem. Maybe slightly easier with the Makita. Thanks for watching, and have a look at the other stuff and